Okay, I'm going to show you how to make some textured papers for your self-portrait, or maybe you chose not to do a self-portrait. We're going to worry about the background first. So if you look, there's a piece of clear transparency. Next time we meet, we'll deal with the actual pictures and tracing them onto transparencies. What we need to first do is actually make a background. And if you look, it's actually textured pieces of paper that I have actually done quite a few things to. And then I cut them up and glue them to make my background. And then we'll just lay our transparency right on top. Okay, so first we're going to make some papers. So first thing you need to do is actually grab 3 pieces of paper. Now, if you're using your sketchbook, that's great. You don't need to label it because it's yours. But these, if they're going on the drying rack, everyone's going to have like a million pieces. So write your name on it, okay, on all 3 of them. What we're looking to do is create texture. So, I mean, obviously you can like paint on right onto your surfaces. And then you want to try to somehow create texture. So usually you need a little bit of contrast. So if you might want to grab like a darker color and start overlapping that, and you could see the water will make it travel. You could take like a scrap piece of paper and try to wrinkle it and see if that'll give you a little. Another one you could try is using beads of water. So if I just sort of draw with my water. Then before it soaks in, I'm going to grab a color. So I'm over here. Grab a color and then drop it into. Okay, now this has to sit in place and dry, and then you'll see the different effects that you get. Ooh. I'm going to slide this down. So I want to cover this entire sheet of paper. Open up my Gelli plate, and this is made out of silicone, and this case, you can see it sticks. If it didn't have the case, they would stick to each other. So in order to store these, we put them back into the case. So I could do that. And again, I'm going to try to go like and do something, some sort of pattern. Now that I have my paint on the surface, I'm going to take my paper and just press right on top. And don't let it slide or move around. Just gently rub the back. And this is called a print, specifically a mono print, because I'm only going to get one. Ooh, there we go. And then this will go on the drying rack, okay? You could do what's called a ghost print and take another piece of paper with your name on it. There we go. And because there's paint on there, I can go ahead, press, and do a second one. Not as ooh and ah, but I got something. So if I needed some extra papers, I could do that. Next thing. Okay, I cleaned off my plate. You could do this in the sink, or I actually just wiped it down like that with a rag. What you can do now is a little bit different. I'm going to squeeze some of the colors directly on here. Ooh, that must be old. Just a few drops. Okay. Now you could use a brush to spread this out or a roller. So I'm going to spread this out. And I used colors that were similar. Oh, I'm going to put this right on the side. That's enough of that. Now from here, I'm going to use a piece of cardboard and just draw some designs right on here. Do not ruin the Gelli print. The Gelli block. This block is very sensitive to pressure, which is good, which is like what we want. But you don't want to scratch, so I'm not going to use like a pencil or anything like that. I can draw into this with, let's say, gently with the back of a brush. And again, I'm trying to get some textures. And then I'm going to take my paper, make sure your name is on it, and I'm going to print this. Rub gently, don't let it slide around. Peel. Ooh, okay. Let's see what else can I add to this. That goes on the drying rack. I'm going to add a little bit of blue. So sometimes I'm just going to roll that right on here. There we go. And I'm going to kind of go there we go. I'm going to use my board again, and I'm just going to use the edge. Gently going across the surface. And let's see what I get from here. Maybe a spray of watercolor. What if that does something? Let's see what that does. So I'm layering the paint. Ooh, that slid around. That was too much paint, I think. Let's see what I get. Hey, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Again, it should look like almost like that's really cool. Like wallpaper. You should see, you know, That did a nice job covering all the white. I'm going to do one more press, see if I get a ghost print here. That's neat. I like that too. I didn't think I would like that. Okay, so again, these are going to get wiped or washed off. I can spritz this with a little water, or if you have a water bucket, you can dip your rag into a water bucket and wash this off right away. Clean off that paint, because if the paint dries on it, it's pretty permanent. So we want to clean these off or rinse them at the sink. Again, without ruining the actual surface of this. It's not a toy.